Good morning. I checked something over here. Um, Today is Thursday, November 6th, 2025. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. We're also here, we're going to talk about a little bit about clarity and the idea that what we see and the detail that we pay attention to, particularly in our practice, but in everything else, makes all the difference in how our practice and what we're doing, how that develops, and how we develop our skill to be able to see more clearly. Take this off. I get up early and I was sitting and not doing much of anything, and it was chilly, so I put another sweater on. The clarity that we get to by knowing what we're doing, being clear about what we're doing. I'm standing here. My feet are about shoulder width apart. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do that stretch. I am. Knowing what we're doing and being able to clearly see what it is that we're doing, compare that to what it should be, and be able to change it. Feet about shoulder width apart. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Hands circle to the front, back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Bend the knees. Roll up through the back. And reach out. Keep the shoulders down. Extend the arms, but keep the shoulders down. One more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists. Hands return to your sides. All right. The way that we move, how we move, the movement itself, all of that is part of our practice. So at the very beginning, Wudang Qigong. Ladies, right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Feet about shoulder width apart. Knees bent just a little bit. Hips are open. Lower back is open. Upper back is pulled up. Neck spine is pulled up gently. It's not hard. The crown of the head pulls up so that the head is not, excuse me, so the head is not seated on the neck spine. It's all pulled up. You're engaging. This is all engaging the muscles along the spine to pull up and extend. As you do that, the abs pull in, the lower abdomen pulls in, the shoulders pull down, and you stretch up. That simple movement, think about it for a second. How much detail did I just talk about? It's a litany. It's a checklist. Right? There's a lot of detail. If we ignore that detail, if we don't pay attention to it, or maybe in the unfortunate case, nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever mentions it. It's not. What's important is this. It's important. Okay, I'm important. Important. Put the hands here. Important 2. Put the hands here. Important 3. Put the hands back down. That's it. No. That's almost the least important. Hands are here to connect the Laogong in the center of both palms. Which hand is on the outside, which hand is on the inside is relative to our own energy. Women tend to be yin, men tend to be yang. Doesn't mean that there isn't a combination of both in everyone. There is. The tendency, women, right hand on the outside, men, left hand on the outside. We use this idea even at the point of making clothing. The zippers for ladies and the buttons for ladies are on a different side than for men. There. We do this. I asked my teacher about it, Professor Liu, when I was first learning, and he said that's what his teacher told him. The yin and yang difference, and this is for women and this is for men. You do this, you do that. There are Qigong sets that are specific for women. Men have a different anatomy. They do. There are Qigong sets that are specific for men because men have a different anatomy. That recognition of our own humanity is part of our practice. It has to be. We need to understand our own physiology, our own basic bodily functions in order to work with them and to develop some of the skills that we want to develop. In Qigong practice, we want to develop the ability to relax the body while being alert, while being fully animated, I guess is a good word to say, good way to say it, that we're using the breath to fully animate the body. That the physical breath, the internal breath, everything works together so that we're fully animated. Right? We want that. We want that relaxation that helps circulation, that relaxes the heart muscle. All the muscles in the body can relax, but yet they're still functioning, and they're being one of the goals is that the body functions at the best possible. So we create the ability for the body to return to its most optimal balance. Not too much, not too little. Find the middle, right? We want that. It's one of the goals of practice. As we pay attention to the details, that's how we gain that skill. We don't gain that skill by thinking, okay, I'm going to stick my hands here and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and we don't gain that skill. That's not going to help us. It's not. The idea that I talk about all the time, that it comes from practice. It comes from practice. What you do in practice is what you gain. If all you're paying attention to is some external movements and body position, you don't gain the internal work because you're not doing it. Right? How do you know? Well, I'm talking about it, so if you're in my class, you know about it. How do you see that? What do you pay attention to? Smile. That's where a lot of things start. We're going to work on this right now. When we smile, whether it's a real smile because I'm happy or it's a I'm going to smile anyway because that's what I'm doing right now. That idea relaxes the smile, relaxes the muscles in the face. It relaxes the back of the neck. By relaxing the back of the neck, the shoulders relax, and that relaxes the upper body and the chest. So even if the rest of the body isn't fully connected, this part is much more relaxed. We want that whole body connection. I'm going through a long list. I am. All of it matters. That's why we do little bit by little bit. Okay, so first thing, we're going to learn the movements. Second thing, we're going to learn the breath work. Third thing, we're going to learn the energy work. Fourth thing, we're going to keep going, right? As we keep going, we keep coming back to what we were doing at the beginning and refining that. At the very beginning, feet about shoulder width apart, knees bent just a little bit, hands relaxed at your sides. Bring the hands up slowly. Ladies, right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Pay attention to connecting the Laobong in the center of the palms. That's what you should pay attention to, right? As you breathe in, bring the hands up to the middle Tantian. The middle Tantian is the center in the chest right here. As you breathe out, bend the knees, turn the palms over, press down, and return to the lower Tantian. Lower Tantian is right about here, just below the navel. Turn the palms in, and do it again. Shoulders relaxed, hands open. Open through the center of the crown of the head. Pull up through the neck spine. Pull up through the huiyin. Pull into the lower Dantian. Breathe in. And breathe out. Can you see the change in my movement? It's subtle. It's not a big movement. The first one, I'm describing the external movements. I'm describing the connections. This is where this is where this is, this is where this is. This is basic. You have to know these things in order to do, right? What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to connect the centers in both palms with the lower Tantian. I have to know where I'm trying. It's here. This is where I'm going. It's not up here. It's not down here. It's right here. Okay? So, it's not over here. It's not over here either. Right? I don't know where I'm actually supposed to put my hands. Okay, well, yeah, okay, this one, yeah, okay, and this one goes, no, it's supposed to be here. Right, it's here. No, it's not. But both Laobong are connected. My palms are connected to each other. Here. That's a big difference. That's a physical difference you can see. The internal work, the subtle connections between the muscles, tendons, ligaments, you can't see that. I mean, you can, but it would have to be in a lab somewhere or in pictures. I mean, I have anatomy books where you can see it, but you can't look at my leg and see that. You can't look at my back and see that I just made a change in my hip in the way that I was standing. I did. Can't see it. Those differences are what make Qigong practice different than calisthenics, right? I'm just doing physical work. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's not all there is. Being able to see the difference. I can see this one is maybe practiced for 4 or 5 years. I can see this one is practiced for maybe 6 months. I can see this one is practiced for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years, maybe longer. That gentleman over there, that lady over there, they've been doing this their whole lives. I can tell. Being able to see that is a learned skill. I taught my students that. That's part of why I'm doing right now. The differences as we develop are subtle and not easily seen. As we get better, the movement gets smoother, more refined. We develop that skill by practicing that movement. The internal work is developed and refined by practicing that. Both work in combination. If one's not present, then it's incomplete. What you're doing is incomplete. Set 1, begin at extreme emptiness. Pay attention to the lower Tantien, the 2 Laogong, connection between the lower Tantien and the 2 palms, the middle Tantien. Pay attention to the small heavenly circle from the lower Tantien through the Huiyin, up the back, down the front. Relax the breath. Ladies, your right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Pay attention to the small heavenly circle. Pay attention to refining the energy. So the circle is smooth and complete. Relax the breath. Open the back. Smile. Two more. Breathe in. Follow the circle. Breathe out. Pay attention to the lower Tantien and the middle Tantien. Open both hands. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Be as quiet as possible. Pay attention to the small heavenly circle. Ladies, right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Up the back. And down the front. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in. Hands open. Press down along both sides. Breathe out. Fill up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Pollen maybe. Usually happens before class, not at the end. I will do something with that bit. All right, as we quiet the body, as we quiet the breath, as we move quietly, we are able to find any tension, anything that's stuck. Excuse me. I'm not done yet, apparently. We're able to find anything that's stuck, anything that is not quite what it should be. My throat, for one. Okay, and as I'm talking, I'm working very hard to relax the muscles in the back of my throat so that the irritation is covered by saliva and doesn't bother me anymore. It's working, sort of. All right, I'm about ready to wrap up anyway. So the perception that we have of how we move, what we're doing in the movement, changes according to what we expect to be doing. If all I expect to be doing is stick my hands here and bring it up and bring it down and bring it up and bring it down, if that's all I'm thinking about, if that's all there is, none of the internal work, if the explanation for the internal work is not there, then how can somebody find out? How can somebody know? Why is this not the correct hand position? It's not. I even up my elbows. Being able to discern that, being able to, okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, okay, that better. Being able to fix that is one of the things that we need to learn. We don't automatically know this is good, this is not, this is great, this is, right? We don't. We have to learn it. Part of that learning process is encountering situations, gaining the experience, gaining the knowledge, having somebody to teach the class so that somebody that knows what they're doing teach class, right? Being able to go to that class, right? That is part of it. The other part of it is what we do with that, how we engage with it, what we're going to use, how we're going to use what we learn, how we're going to develop the skills. I assume that anybody that's watching and listening to me wants to develop skills, so that's what I'm talking about. I could talk about writing skills too. I could talk about computer skills. Those are my three: martial arts, computers, and writing. All of them have similar development requirements. It's not. I can all of a sudden I can speak a few words in English, so I know English. I can write code in one language with some help with an IDE or something over here. Um, Not yet. I just started learning some Tai Chi. I just started learning some Shaolin boxing. Okay, that's good. All of those are the beginning. Been studying martial arts and a variety of systems and styles for 60 years. Not me, but there's a gentleman that I know that has. Yeah. My teacher, Li Zhang, he's got, yeah, yeah, he's 60 years plus as well. He started when he was a little kid. It kept going. That experience and that study over time means that as this I'm 40 years in. As we develop the skills, as we learn how to move, as yep, that I was there on purpose. As we learn how to move, right? That skill stays with us. We continue to develop and build on top of that. Once you have stand straight, feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees slightly, toes grip the floor just a little bit, the heel sinks down, the center of the foot pulls up, the ball of the foot pulls up and in through the leg, up the back, and there's a litany that goes along with that. Once you have that, and it's not just, okay, yeah, okay, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I've got it. There it is. Once you have that, you can build on it. Now you get more. That development is what we're looking for. That's why we pay attention to the foundations. That's why we pay attention to the basics. Because the fancy flourishes over here don't mean anything without a solid foundation. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow. Bye.